is Anders at the Baking Steel Studio. Today, we are making magical pita bread. It's going to be amazing. New recipe. In less than 2 hours, we can create this perfect bread. All right. See this here? All right, my bowl. Got a bowl. I'm going to use really simple, no scale today. You follow us along. We always use scales. Today, no scale. We're going to go with 2 cups of flour. So this is all-purpose flour from Bob's Red Mill. I just drop them in. And I kind of leave them, it's just about full, 2 cups, right? All-purpose flour. Now I'm going to add, using my teaspoon, this is going to be like the super simple method. 1 teaspoon of sea salt, right? Sea salt, boom. Take my whisk and whisk it around. This recipe is so easy. You guys are going to love it. Active dry yeast. I'm going to use, guess what? 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast. Drop that in. Close it up. And then we're going to whisk it around. All right. Now, next, I'm going to use some cane sugar. Okay. And guess how much I'm going to use? 1 teaspoon. So it's 1 teaspoon of each: active dry yeast, sugar, and sea salt. And next what I'm going to do is whisk. Follow this along. Super easy. All-purpose flour. Now I'm going to take the same cup I used for the flour. I'm going to add my water to it. I like to use warm water for this, and I warm by mean about 105 degrees. If I stick my finger in, it's going to be like bathtub hot, but not super scalding. Okay, so that's warm water goes right in here. And now I'll take my spatula and just kind of mix here. Okay, and I can feel the warm water because I want this yeast to activate a little faster than usual because we're making this in like 2 hours. This is crazy fast. Not going to be that long fermentation we're used to, but we make this in a pinch. So after I get the initial mix, I'm going to dump it onto my countertop. Grab my bench scraper. And now I'm just going to lightly just kind of press. Right? Just like this. I do this for about a minute or 2. Okay? I'm just trying to hydrate the flour in the water and get any dry clumps out that might be present. Meanwhile, I could do this. At the end of the day, this is about a 65% hydrated dough, so it's not super wet. It's similar to our pizza dough. Now, as my dough I'm kneaded this all the way. I'll take my bowl. I'm going to clean it out really quick. We'll grab another one. And I'll put my dough inside, right? And now I'm going to cover this with saran wrap or a lid of some sort and leave that. I'm going to go back up for 1 second. See me okay? So I'm going to leave that covered for about 2 hours. 2, that's it. We're not going to ferment this dough. Unlike most of our recipes, pita bread, we can ferment it, but we're not going to. 2 hours. This is like we make this in a pinch. So I'm going to cover this for literally 2 hours, put a timer on it. It's going to almost double in size. Almost, right? I got a little heat in there because of the hot water. Let it cover 2 hours, and then I'm just going to rinse my hand off here. Then what we're going to do is take it out and divide it up. So, and make balls with it. And I've done this already. Let's take a peek here. So you can see I've already shaped these, except for this one. I didn't. I'm going to show you what I do. After I remove the dough after 2 hours, I'm going to divide it into 4. Okay. No scales needed. I've already balled these ones up. Next, what I'm going to do is make dough balls. So I'm going to show you how I do this by placing this aside for a second. I'll just put some flour down here. right? Place my dough right there. The same as my English muffins. This dough is a little bit bigger. I'm gonna curl my hands and just kind of lightly press and turn. Make sure it's not sticking. If it does, just put some flour in there. Kind of do this like this rocking motion with a cupped hand, and I'm forming a ball. Super easy. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? That's it, guys. That's my ball. Keep my balls kind of contained here. Right? You can see the difference in sizes. This has been proofing for, 30 minutes. I'm going to let this ball proof for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to bake it after we shape it. Okay, makes sense? So now let's remove one. We're gonna get to the good part now. I'm gonna roll this out, and I do this almost like pizza dough. Press it with my hands first. We don't want air bubbles. I pick it up, make sure it's not sticking. Pick it up, right? Just kind of press it. Then you can grab yourself a rolling pin. I don't have a rolling pin. I have a bottle of wine. I don't drink wine anymore, but I do use it as a rolling pin. I'm going to squish those bubbles out to shape my pita bread, or pita, I should say, right? We know it's bread. I'll pick it up in between, make sure it's not getting stuck. Just press. I'm going to kind of roll this out to about 1/8 thickness. So you guys can see here, it's not super thick, right? Super thin, if you will. Place this aside. Let's get to another one. Again, a little flour. Douse both sides with flour so it doesn't get stuck, and then just kind of press it out with my fingers. Isn't that cool looking? Super easy, right? And then I'm making sure there's not flour here, right? I'll take my wine bottle again and just kind of press this thing out. Again, not super thin. Just enough to make it like a nice size. I don't know, what size ball would that be? What do you think? What kind of size ball would it be? Big, small basketball, maybe a kid's soccer ball size, right? Thickness. Thickness is about maybe 1/4 of an inch. Oh, yeah, those right? Probably the size of a frisbee, small frisbee, maybe. Place those aside. I could do the other two, but we're gonna bake these off in a second. So let's pause. Okay. So I made my dough balls for 2 of them, like these here. You can see, right? Pretty thin, 1/4 inch. Okay, now the fun part. So once I roll all 4 out, I've got 2 left here, but I'll let these ones proof a little bit longer. Next, during this whole process, my baking steel has been in my oven preheating at 450 degrees. In fact, I'm gonna jam it up to 500 degrees. I'm gonna go to 525, maybe 201. I got the horsepower in there. It's been preheating for a good hour at say 500 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using convection because I like the fan that it blows that hot air around. I have 2 steels in my oven. I'm going to use the bottom steel. Once my oven has been preheating for an hour, that thing is ripping hot. I don't need the broiler. All I'm gonna do is toss one of these pita breads right into my oven. Now, if I don't want to toss it in, I can use a pizza pea. Flour this up like you would pizza. In fact, I'll do it that way just to kind of keep it safe. Yesterday, I was tossing them in by hand, living on the edge. So dust this off, right? I'm going to place my pita on there. Make sure it's kind of sliding like a puck. It's loose. My oven's hot. So now I'm going to do is I'll try to record. I'm going to literally just launch this thing right there. Boom. Close it. And now we're going to let the magic happen. You see, let's get really close. Yeah, that's great. This takes about 2 minutes, but you're going to watch and see how this is going to hopefully, with some luck, that heat is going to expand that dough and it's going to balloon up. Okay, right off of that steel, which is almost, it's probably at 450 right now. I could have got a little bit hotter. It's going to start getting there, but you can see those bubbles starting to form a little bit. And I'm not timing this, but I'm guessing after about, it's getting close. You can see those bubbles going. Starting to. Here it comes, slowly. Let's have a moment. This is a nice moment here. That's cool, huh? Look at that. Boom. Oh man, that's beautiful. Oh, it is deflated a little bit. Isn't that amazing? What I'm going to do now, that's about, I don't even know, I'm guessing 90 seconds. I'm going to open the oven up and just kind of toss that around. Just keep on there. I just kind of take this out and just flip it over, boom, right? And maybe for another 30 seconds, I'll cook that side. Just to give it a little color on both sides, not a lot, just a little bit. And we've got that nice pocket inside that we just created. And these things are going to be awesome. Cool, right? Not beautiful? All right, so I'll take that out of the oven now. We'll go back here. Okay? Here, go back here. Oh, was that fun or what? All right, we grab this out of here.
I'm gonna put this back in the thing.
I'll give you two. We're going now. So I did, you know, one. You could probably do two at a time, but I think you might lose a little bit of heat. So I've done three before, but you can see, got this awesome pita bread, homemade pita bread using all-purpose flour. We'll go through the recipe again. I could make the other one now. I can bake the other one off, and then we can. What I'll do is I'll take these. I can put like a damp, like wet cloth to keep them steamed, so they keep nice and fresh, if you will. These are awesome, super easy to make. We did these in fact, I made this batch at like 10 o'clock this morning. So we're looking at just about 2 hours. You're gonna have fresh pita, and it's as good as anything you're gonna